Please welcome to the stage Senior Vice President and GM, Autodesk Construction Solutions, Jim Lynch.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the Autodesk Construction Industry Forum. I have to tell you, it was so electric being backstage, listening to you get all hyped up for the show and for the t-shirts. So thank you for giving us that energy this afternoon. It's really so great to see so many of you here in person and be joined virtually by people from all around the world. So it's been quite a year since we were last together in New Orleans. ChatGPT launched, accelerating conversations around the world about the impacts of artificial intelligence. For our soccer fans out there, Spain won its first Women's World Cup title. And of course, Taylor Swift introduced the world to the National Football League and put a little-known player, Travis Kelce, on the map. Now, Kansas City Chief fan John Jacobs from J.E. Dunn, I know you're out there somewhere. You know what I'm talking about. All right, John. But even more importantly, you've been busy too. And I've been truly inspired to see the incredible ways you've changed the built environment. Like the team at Batten Malo, who completed its first lift build project, building a 16-story residential project using an innovative vertical manufacturing approach to construction. W.G. Yates and Sons began building a state-of-the-art high school for the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Nation Indians. H2 Green Steel started construction on their new steel mill in Sweden. This facility will produce 5 million tons of steel annually and is committed to reducing emissions by up to 95%. Arcadis reached an impressive milestone for the Ohio Turnpike and Infrastructure Commission, deploying ACC to design and manage the simultaneous upgrade of 20 new toll plazas across the state. Burns & McDonnell celebrated the grand opening of its most recent contribution to the private space industry and to the Houston spaceport, known as Superbab. And in Sydney, Australia, John Holland and Hanson and Youngkin have been collaborating on a massive new healthcare campus that includes a children's hospital, world-class clinical facility, and a cancer center. Now, these are just a few of the thousands, really thousands of truly awe-inspiring projects each of you have worked on this year. In fact, in the last year alone, we've watched you start more than 500,000 projects using Autodesk construction products. I mean, honestly, that's a really impressive amount of work and something you should all be proud of. Now, in the video, you heard some of your colleagues share how they're using technology or seeing technology change what is possible in construction. And you know what Asia James said is really so powerful. If we can dream it, we can build it. Now, who here played with Legos growing up? All right. Now, who here is still playing with Legos? All right, exactly. Listen, dreaming of incredible structures was never more real when you had that bucket of Legos in front of you. The different shapes, the different colors, endless possibilities to build whatever you could imagine. Now, growing up, my daughters absolutely loved Legos. They'd spend days perfecting their creations. For Emma, it was Disney creations. For Alana, miniature versions of world monuments. And of course, their favorite part was showing off their work. In fact, I still receive photos from Alana, who's now 30 years old, by the way, of her finished Lego projects. But today, as actual real-life builders, you share with your families and friends the incredible buildings, freeways, and stadiums that you've built. And you feel the same immense sense of pride, and you should. But unlike your childhood Lego projects, it probably hasn't been all fun and games to get these projects finished. That's because every day you face challenges and roadblocks and really tough decisions. But it doesn't have to be that way. How you build should be just as rewarding as what you've built. Achieving this feeling of accomplishment, of pride in your work, can be a real struggle when you're in the middle of a complex build and you're faced with a steady stream of obstacles, many of which are beyond your control. It's a fight to keep and hold new talent. You're losing decades of workers every year as your workers age out. There's sustained pressure on margins with rework costs rising, supply chains unstable. The public and the government is demanding safer, higher quality, and more sustainable buildings. In fact, our State of Design and Make report revealed that over 95% of you have said that your company is going to make sustainability-focused changes in the coming years. The landscape you operate in is changing, and uncertainty is accelerating. In many cases, you're just trying to keep the business healthy with little room for error. So how can we change that? How can we all work together to create a more rewarding process? It starts with decision-making, with making the right call. In the built environment, the decision of any one person can impact the success of all involved. Whether it's in the design, plan, build, or even operations stage. All too often, decisions are made when trade-offs are not understood. Technical expertise is needed but not available, and project members aren't efficiently collaborating. A chain reaction of mistakes at critical decision points breaks down the predictability of building. You need the ability to make decisions quickly and as early in the project as possible to empower your teams to immediately make more confident decisions. Now, take, for example, DPR. DPR has been a leading general contractor for more than 30 years. With annual construction volume at nearly $10 billion, they're focused on partnering with their clients to build great things. Now, one of DPR's core values is enjoyment. They believe that if they aren't enjoying themselves, they're doing something wrong. Now, a few years ago, DPR recognized the toll that rework was having across the company. Not just on the bottom line, but more importantly on the mental well-being of their workforce. How after a day's work, the field team's pride was absolutely crushed when they were told it had to be torn down and redone due to misinformation. Now, after a bit of digging, DPR learned it wasn't a lack of information causing the problem. It was the sheer volume of information scattered across multiple platforms, resulting in tireless searches for the right piece of knowledge needed to make the right decision. So DPR put together a plan. They stripped away the noise and created a single source for relevant information, one that could be assessed by the design team, clients, and trades in the field. They standardized on a single project management platform and empowered their teams with robust education programs. Now today, DPR has roughly 7,000 employees and another 20,000 external collaborators currently working in Autodesk Construction Cloud. Spending less time searching for information and more time executing with confidence. Delivering a rewarding process for employees, attracting more people who want to work for them, and more clients that want to hire them. Committing to their core belief that work should be fun and intrinsically satisfying. So how do you get there? How do you harness the confident decision-making on your team? To start, you need to define what a good decision looks like. First, the best decisions are made early. When you and your partners have a continuous flow of information, both current and historical, whether issues, clashes, markup data, available directly in your authoring tools, you can be empowered by the data. You can make constructability decisions in design, making your decisions more proactive than reactive. Now, second, the best decisions are made together. Now, we all know collaboration isn't a nice-to-have in construction. It is a requirement. By bringing everyone to the table to create a shared technology strategy, outcomes you're building a team who wants to see each other succeed. More importantly, they understand how the decisions they make can impact the collective success of a project. And finally, the best decisions are made with data. Data that is clean and standardized and ready to be used, whether immediately by a superintendent in the field or by a VP of operations looking to improve future projects. Providing your teams with the resources they need to make the right decisions at the right time not only empowers them to be confident decision makers, but it also gives them the courage to take on new ways of working. Now, as Andrew said yesterday during the general session, hopefully you're all there, the potential for AI to fundamentally change how we design and make is enormous. Now, we all know there's a lot of hype across the construction technology space about the promise of AI. At Autodesk, we've had tools for years to help harness the power of AI. Tools to increase your productivity and enable you to be more ambitious and creative. With Autodesk Construction Cloud, the more and more useful data you collect, the better AI gets at generating relevant insights, preparing you for making complex decisions involved in every project today, but also giving you a head start on tomorrow's projects. Today, I want you to think about how you can empower confident decision-making across your team, and which partners you want on that journey with you who understand your team and who speak your language. I'm confident that Autodesk is that partner to connect the entire project life cycle, to help you surface actionable insights in your data, to help you make the process of building just as rewarding as the end result. Now, this year, I can't wait to see my inbox flooded with pictures of your latest incredible creations, whether it be a state-of-the-art hospital, a new university, or maybe even your Lego Millennium Falcon. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite to the stage our head of R&D, Lalit Subramanian, to share with you our technology strategy. For those of you who don't know Lalit brings more than 30 years experience in the enterprise tech industry with deep expertise in building stable and secure SaaS products with a global reach. Please join me in welcoming Lalit to the stage.
Wow, what a great crowd of builders. And until I'd seen it all from backstage, I would have had no idea you guys were such a wild bunch, I gotta say. I mean, it was something else seeing you jumping for those t-shirts. It's an awesome venue out here, and with all these lights and even the haze and smoke around here, it sort of feels like an Aerosmith or even a Taylor Swift concert, right? Instead, you got me, so life's not fair always, right? So this month marks the first anniversary of my Autodesk tenure. And This is my first AU. And I got to say, I'm just absolutely loving the energy and the whole feel of community that you all bring to this event. And I love talking to you all. I've loved talking to you all over the last couple of days. I've learned over the last year from all of you that for you all, complexity is just part of the territory that you work in. I don't need to tell you this, but it is really, really hard to install a lift in a cramped job site in the middle of downtown Chicago, or to roll an excavator through a similarly busy downtown street. And I've sort of learned how you figure things out, bring together the best brains and the experience to solve these sorts of complex problems, to avoid disaster. And you're looking to technology to free up more of your time, to make things simpler, and to make the process just as rewarding as the end result. Simplicity, performance, reliability. These are the critical elements of just about any SaaS product, but especially so in construction, and particularly when you're on the job site. If a superintendent can't find and navigate a 3D model with just a couple of clicks in a couple of minutes, it's game over. You may even have to send your concrete trucks back, especially when the project is of the scale of an airport. Let's take a look, shall we? Look, maybe I'm just totally geeking out here, but wasn't that amazing or what? What you just saw is our latest lightning-fast model viewer for mobile devices. And I'm excited to announce that it's now in beta. Yep, the team's been working incredibly hard on it, and our tests show that it's over 5 times faster than anything we've seen before. And honestly, we couldn't have done it without your partnership. Particularly for those of you who worked with us on the restricted betas, thank you for pushing us harder. You put this viewer through the ringer with challenging it with your largest and most gnarly models, and it's even better when you interact with it in real life. Now, if you're like me and you like swiping and pinching and zooming to make sure it's all real, just head on over to the expo hall and try it for yourself. I bet you'd love it. And you heard it here first. That is just the beginning. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you're going to see way more out of this in the next few months and quarters. Now, I know that many of you are struggling with the loss of experience as workers sort of age out, and the effort it takes to build back that experience and the wisdom that came with it. Now, a seasoned superintendent has scars and worry lines from years and years of having to make the right call when there's not exactly a clear path ahead. The wisdom like that is starting to be in short supply. You just heard Jim talk about what makes a good decision. But how do you make these good decisions? Especially when that seasoned superintendent is not in the room or cannot be in the room every single time wherever they need to be. It's simple, right? Technology, of course. But it's just not that simple. It's little more than that. Technology should help you distribute the wisdom of your best minds to empower each person on your team to make more confident decisions. And there are steps that you can take to do it. First, give everyone access to the right information when they need it. Second, plan work and share information collaboratively with all your stakeholders. And finally, manage your data in one place so it can be standardized and ready to use by everyone. Let me tell you more. You've consistently shared with us concerns like, what good is my data if it's all in ones and zeros and you're not exactly able to tell me what it all means? We've heard you. Your data needs to be easily accessible, ready to use from the start, and you need to be able to trust that it's accurate. We're doing this for you in pre-construction. With Autodesk Takeoff, we're helping estimators instantly put in requirements or unit costs into 2D and 3D takeoffs so you can immediately identify material trade-offs that may impact your project. You now have the information to confidently go to construction phase and protect your bottom line. I know there are an overwhelming number of tools out there to make models ready for construction, right? We all know them. Some are better than others. Most of them do pretty much the same thing. One of the tools that everyone loves is Navisworks. It delivers a ton of value by catching problems before they become very expensive problems. Navisworks, in fact, is so useful that some people have decided to even try to copy it, adding to the vast number of BIM products already on the market. But when you think about it, better decisions don't come when the VDC team gets yet another tool. Better decisions happen when you use the cloud to break down the walls of the VDC department. So this year, we've made VDC technology available to even more of the project team. We brought clash information into Revit and added functionality so you can pass information back and forth between BIM Collaborate and Navisworks. And given you more control in coordination and estimation so engineers and architects can quickly zoom in into exactly the information that each of them needs. Flexible, model-based workflows make BIM accessible to everyone, which is why I'm thrilled to announce new releases today that help people build with confidence using construction-ready models, beginning with advanced filters and 3D progress tracking. With advanced filters, anyone can create custom views to coordinate, estimate, and build, keeping just the relevant information for them on the screen. No more clutter, just the information they need when they need it. 3D progress tracking colorizes the model, giving teams an easy way to visualize the status of any material, asset, or location, all still in 3D. This means that the team can react and plan together in real time, even if they're in different places. Let me give you an example. My guess is that most of you flew here. Most of you probably checked in a bag and picked it up when you arrived. Just think about the conveyor belt that the bag came down. This conveyor belt is one part of a much, much larger design of the airport. Using advanced filters, specialty contractors can create custom 3D views of the belt as it's installed. Then the owner and the general contractor can successfully make sure that it's been checked using 3D progress tracking. Access to data, though, is just one important part of decision making. But how that data is shared is equally as important. But there's a balance to strike. The balance between the needs for collaboration and the need for you to control. You will remember this concept from when we launched Bridge at AU last year. Since then, nearly everyone I've talked to raves about the power of Bridge to share data across organizations, increasing collaboration in their projects without sacrificing the control that you need. In the past 12 months, we've expanded Bridge a lot to add support for closed RFIs and submittals, design packages, and even cloud work share models. And for all of you owners out there, you'll be glad to know that we now support as-builts as well in Bridge. Yeah, pretty cool. So open yet controlled data sharing between teams helps build healthy and profitable partnerships. But anyone who's been in a partnership knows that things come up and decisions need to be made quickly. For instance, when a supply chain issue causes parts for that conveyor to be delayed, teams need to make informed and confident decisions on how to adjust without stalling the project, which is why I'm thrilled to announce work planning capabilities in Autodesk Build, now in beta. With complex projects that involve several companies that are partnering together, timing is everything. Let's go back to our conveyor belt, for instance. Sure, it's delayed, but with work planning in Autodesk Build, you don't have to call an emergency meeting. Instead, right now, within ACC, new plans can be developed in the same environment as all relevant sheets, models, and schedules. The changes can then be shared with all the teams involved wherever they are. Now, you won't get far down the halls this week, or in fact anywhere, without hearing about AI, right? So that's a good thing. We've been doing AI for a while, and you've already been using it. Autodesk brought AI to construction 5 years ago with Construction IQ. More than 12,000 projects have already taken advantage of Construction IQ. Construction IQ uses AI to analyze data and give you critical insights on project risk. Crucial information from the quality of work to the safety of your teams. Your project leaders are no longer having to sift through thousands of issues. Construction IQ instead uses that AI to help them find the ones they need to resolve first. You can also go into ACC right now and use AI to automate manual work. For instance, simple detection in drawings, saving you hundreds of hours during takeoff. Our customers are already using AI to dramatically improve the way they use their time and how to operate their businesses. Moving forward, we'll continue to invest in AI that can help you augment the decisions that you make every day on your projects. For example, we're developing intelligent search to get the answers to you faster. And we're giving you the ability to actually chat with ACC. In a future release, you'll simply be able to ask ACC, how much time does my concrete need to cure before I can build on top of it? Right? Gives you an answer. And we're trying to train it with a little bit of a sense of humor as well. But you can just imagine the possibilities here, the clarity, the confidence that you can get by asking a question and have it find the right information for you. With the upcoming specification tool, machine learning will automatically take a spec and organize it into important sections. So when a project manager needs to check the specs for that airport conveyor belt, for instance, they can easily do so without having to thumb through thousands of pages and opening up multiple binders to do that. Look, all of these features are really cool. But you need robust data to make them all work. And a point solution or a tool that only manages one component of your construction project just won't get you there. Because Autodesk is a design and make company, we are uniquely positioned to connect your data and deliver you the insights from that data. From a napkin sketch to the last time the conveyor belt as an asset was inspected. Now, simply put, better data in means better insights out. Which is why today and tomorrow, Autodesk Construction Cloud is the best solution for you to make confident decisions on your project. So you can be as proud of the process as you are of the finished result. So from project leaders to trades on site, each person in this industry can strive to be better. Better decision-making, a better way of working, and better partnerships. And let's not forget, a better bottom line. Here to share about how, thank you. Here to share more about how we help our customers strive for better is Allison Scott, Autodesk Director of Customer Experience and Industry Advocacy. Please welcome Allison.
Thank you so much, Lalith. Thank you, Lalith. Autodesk helps you tackle big challenges, make big decisions, or small ones, they all matter. We understand your journey, whether it's moving off paper and into the cloud, or ensuring a seamless digital experience of a project, from the first design sketch to opening the doors to new tenants. With Autodesk as your trusted partner, you'll receive our unwavering support of your journey, no matter where you are on it. We create an ongoing and transparent conversation about your goals, both in the short term and the long run. We provide a customer experience that puts you at the center. Autodesk understands how you get there is just as important as where you wind up. And our goal is to make the journey as smooth as possible. Now, speaking of journeys, let's hear directly from a customer who specializes in them. I'm thrilled to announce we have Jean-Manuel Lejeune, or Manu, from Dublin Airport Authority, here to share his experience of managing an audacious project of digital transformation at the enterprise level, and that one complicated conveyor belt.
Dublin Airport. It serves more than 31 million passengers and 220,000 flights each year, making it one of the busiest and fastest growing airports in Europe. Dublin Airport is just one of 5 airports operated by the DAA, formerly known as the Dublin Airport Authority. We also manage air terminals and major commercial carriers and duty-free shops in 27 cities across the globe. You see, we're in the business of journeys. From the journey of passenger and luggage through the airport to the journey of building assets, from design to construction onto operation. And at the heart of these journeys lies data. Data connects the entire digital environment and fuels collaboration with our vast ecosystem of partners and ultimately our passengers. And I love what data can do. It brings invaluable insight for better decision-making. So you can imagine just how rewarding it is to have a clear picture of everything that's on my own flight radar at DAA. Almost 150 construction projects, 200 companies from design consultants to general contractors, and more than 1,500 users. That is a lot of data. And it's all in one common data environment, Autodesk Construction Cloud. Centralized data empower us to make more confident decisions. You heard Andrew say yesterday that disruption is all around us. It is certainly true for the transportation industry. We had to adapt. And our first cloud collaboration project we undertook was the replacement of the baggage system at Dublin Airport. Along with terminals, runways, a baggage system is one of 3 critical assets of an airport. So, of course, we had to get it right first time without putting a single flight at risk. Now, imagine a 10-mile-long conveyor belt that moves through mezzanine up 5 floors, going through screening rooms and control rooms. with all the associated civil, structural, mechanical, and electrical workings. Replacing a baggage system is the equivalent of an airport open heart surgery. It is a very, very complex and live environment. And as you know, we don't always have the luxury of an open greenfield job site. So we had to collaborate across a broad group of stakeholders. Team working in different countries, coordinating hundreds of suppliers, connecting different terminals, smack in the middle of the pandemic. The project pushed and tested our limit, but it worked at scale flawlessly. And this is a success we are really, really proud of. Before we started our digital transformation journey, all our data was disorganized and disconnected. Every team did things in different ways, using disparate systems, emails and documents in different places. Quality of information was varying widely. At the end of a project, information was handed over to me as a PDF, stored on a USB, or in a laptop bag of someone who will eventually retire or change job. Can anyone relate to this problem? Our disconnected way of working had repercussions across our entire supply chain. So, for example, imagine just an airfield workers changing the tarmac paint marking, affecting the ground traffic flow, creating a domino effect through other teams, and none of it recorded. Delivering projects like this failed to help us understand how the asset was built and how we are now operating it. So we needed a master record of information, a single source of truth. But first, we had to break the silos, change people's minds and behavior. We desperately needed to standardize processes and data. We needed a common data environment. Ease of use was one of the most important criteria when selecting a solution. We needed users to quickly say, wow, it's easy to access. Visualization was also critical. In our Autodesk Cloud construction environment, anybody can drag, slice, and rotate a 3D model complex project without being a BIM expert. Any team member can hold collaborative discussion on issues on RFIs and have an early say on quality, safety, and schedules. Powerful visualization allows everyone to understand and interact with valuable information. It gives people confidence and empowers them to make better decisions earlier and faster. It also helps us to ensure compliance and standardization. And for us, standardization is a uniform way of delivering our project, whether we're starting from scratch or renovating existing infrastructure or operating for an asset for a long haul. Our aim is to gain good quality data that we can rely on, not just for the next 50 years, but for the next 100 or longer. Although, I have a feeling that in 100 years, we could be launching spaceships from our tarmac, you know? Standardization, it's now built into our contract. It brings the transparency with our partners. Contractors know exactly what we want, when we want it, and where to store it. That means no more USB drives or PDFs. And standardization is what gives the data, or golden threads, its integrity. You see, for DA, success is as much about quality of information as we are getting about the completion of a project on time and on budget. The data is accurate and verified. We have a real-time pulse on what's happening on active construction sites, and we're able to make confident decisions quickly. And we can strive for this vision because it's aligned to ACC, today and tomorrow. Autodesk technology allows us to build for a more sustainable future, monitor the performance of an asset we are operating, integrating tools like IoT sensors and QR codes, and use Autodesk Tandem to measure that performance. But success is not only arriving at our final destination. It is rewarding an experience journey, one of collaboration and true partnership. And our partnership with Autodesk is at the core of that journey. We'll continue to push together to work harder and break boundaries to improve DA so we can all build better together through implementation, standardization, and transformation. Weaving a golden thread of data powers confident early decision-making, creating a better, more rewarding experience for everyone, from project team member to passenger. Thank you.
Wasn't that fantastic? Thank you so much, Manu. Hey, thank you. I mean, that conveyor belt project was a beautiful use of technology across a broad group of users and firms, right? And I love your story about how DAA is tackling the complexity of digital transformation, from implementation to standardization, and really focusing on changing hearts as well as minds, right?
Yes. Merci, Ali.
But, okay, Manu, we've heard your side of the story. I want to hear the real story from the general contractor. And I'm very excited to announce that we have him today, and we're going to learn a little bit more about where they are on their own digital journey. Please welcome David Lee, Construction Director from Collin Construction. Hi, David, thank you so much for joining us here at AU.
Ali, it's great to be here on stage with you.
Awesome. Well, I know that Collin Construction is in its 8th generation of family ownership, and you're over 200 years old, and at the same time, you're really at the beginning of your digital transformation. So tell us about that.
For me personally, when I started as a carpenter in Collin 34 years ago, we had little or no technology. Our fax machine was the most advanced thing we had. Nowadays, technology is so important for everything we do. For on-site verification of design, quality assurance, submittal, and regulatory approval. For keeping teams on track and on time.
Well, we have definitely come a long way since the fax machine, I think. So how does that change reflect in the growth of your business?
For me, over the last 10 years, our BIM department has gone from 1 person to 13, and our IT department from 1 to 10. We've now expanded into the rest of Europe. We have projects right now in 5 different countries with teams in each region.
Wow, that's huge. Can we give it up for Collin Construction? So it really sounds like your tech needs have evolved as your business has grown.
Exactly. Prior to working with the DEA, we had too many platforms. As a general contractor working with lots of owners, we're constantly moving from platform to platform. Running so many platforms at the same time is a real struggle, like all of you know.
Right. I mean, it is definitely frustrating. So what would you say is part of the biggest challenge of that?
Honestly, it's how to get the information out of each platform to give our assistants to our executives for decision making.
Right. I mean, getting the information out is really the only way that we can make the right call at both the project level and the business, right? So tell us about your tech journey then with Manu and Dublin Airport Authority. How does that all come together?
Well, when we started the baggage project in DA in 2019, we began our journey with Rivet and BIM 360. We've continued to add more and more solutions. As we collaborate with DAA, we've started to streamline things.
Okay, so paring your point solutions down into a connected platform. I mean, that can create a lot of benefits, but it's also a little nerve-wracking, I can imagine. So Manu, I know that when you started at DAA, you had a vision for yourself of where you wanted to take the business. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so sure, what I wanted to do was to use technology on a mega scale across all the airport's operation. This meant we needed to capture the information once and share it in one central platform. It also meant creating a team focused on delivering digital experience for all our projects.
Okay, so this digital experience concept is really interesting. It sounds like you're focusing on the underlying data as well as moving towards a digital twin?
It's exactly that, correct.
All right, so David, then, in using the same platform as DAA, what role do you see folks like Autodesk playing?
As we build the future of the company, we're making an investment in Autodesk Construction Cloud. One of the things we really like is how open ACC is. We can integrate it into our existing technology and work more fluidly between different systems.
Right, the openness of our platform is something that we consistently hear from our customers that they like because it does allow for that kind of flexibility. But what other steps are you taking?
We've learned if you don't get on the journey with technology, you're going to be left behind. So 18 months ago, we appointed a chief information officer to help us build a technology vision and develop a strategy. We're ready to take on this challenge, and we see ACC as pivotal on how we move forward and how we work with our clients. We're actually tendering a number of projects with DAA right now, so Manu, I hope it helps you lean in the right direction.
Might help.
Well, I hope that works out for you. And speaking of things working well with partners, Manu, you mentioned earlier the importance of trust and partnership and how technology can actually play a key role in that. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, so if we come back to the baggage upgrade project that we had, the key to success was the stakeholder management from the beginning of the project till the end. So, for example, we had meetings, bi-weekly meetings with about 10 different groups, and all a different focus, obviously. So, from those meetings, we learned that our canine dogs, who inspect, illegal substance and the luggage, are very sensitive to change of environment. So, when we did the construction project, we basically had to protect their space in order to make sure they were okay. And that was discovered through those stakeholder engagement meetings.
Okay, so developing that trust is really tricky. And I will say, as both an animal lover and somebody who travels a lot, thank you for keeping your canine unit safe. And David, besides the trust that Manu is mentioning here, what else do you think makes the process of building more enjoyable overall?
The process needs to be easy, and decision-making needs to be done really early. I really like how Jim talked about this earlier on. First, technology needs to be simple for boots on the ground. They need to be able to open the model on their phone, see where they are, and take a photo or snag an issue quickly. Mm-hmm. If it's not easy for a team on the ground, it's not going to work on a company level.
That is a great point. And we know from working with teams from all over the globe that you're not alone in needing that technology to be both easy and powerful. So how would you say something like a platform supports that transparency and collaboration that you're looking for?
Everybody working on the one platform adhering to standard guidelines is critical. For an owner like DAA to have an accurate as-built model of their airport, they must have a single source of truth, just like Manu described. We've learned that technology can be used to build trust and work in partnership with the entire supply chain, as we did in the Dublin Airport project.
Yeah, thank you so much, David, for that. Now, Manu, David just talked about working on a single platform. I understand that you transitioned to Autodesk Build just about 18 months ago. How has that process been for you?
It has been smooth, to be fair. We're building off the momentum of using the platform BIM 360, and we've been able to take advantage of new capabilities like bridge, meetings, and correspondence. So that's because they improve, obviously, the collaboration within a project.
Right.
So,
but it's more than just software, right? We were talking about this earlier.
yeah, we did. So it's right. Obviously, you're not just selling software to us. You're bringing us an entire experience for a full construction and operation process. Your customer team has been key to this success. They have been providing support as we transition from older tools to new ones, and helping us to integrate with other technical solutions also. And we still generate a lot of product feedback, send ideas, and sometimes few complaints as well.
Okay,
Sure,
well, I hope that we've been able to deliver on some of that.
They have, to be fair, they understand that construction is an ecosystem. So we all need to work together, and we can't move forward without working toward the same common goal.
I love that. Thank you, Manu. So, David, help us out. Any final thoughts?
Look, thanks, Ali. It's been great working with the DAA. At first, Colin was hesitant to come on board with DAA's technology vision. We took a leap of faith. We now see the benefits, and we're looking forward to working with you again in DAA.
Definitely.
And with Autodesk in the future.
Thanks, David. Hey, you got a deal. So what Manu and David have described here isn't unique, right? We believe in the success of every single customer. Each one of you and your teams deserves access to support, learning, and understanding how to leverage technology to achieve your desired outcomes, no matter where you are in this journey. We've done this for DAA, And we're looking forward to doing more with Colin.
Absolutely.
And we can do this with any of you. And with that, I'd like to invite Jim Lynch back to the stage for some parting thoughts.
Thank you, Manu and David, for sharing your experiences today. Rest assured, I'm never going to view baggage claim the same way. So as you leave here today, I want you to think about how you can empower your teams with the resources they need to make the right decisions at the right time. Easing their collaboration with external stakeholders, providing them with the courage needed to take on new ways of working, like tremendous opportunities in artificial intelligence. And most importantly, getting them home safely each night in time for dinner. Autodesk Construction Cloud is the heart of the industry's technology ecosystem. It is the solution to connect your teams across all phases of construction, providing them access to accurate and verified data to make confident decisions. To make how you build just as rewarding as what you built. And Autodesk is your partner to support you on this journey. Working closely with your teams to understand your business goals, helping you get the most value from your technology. We have an incredible opportunity in the construction industry. And if you can dream it, I'm positive you will build it. Let's build the future together. Thank you.